Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah, and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Cancer for the month of June 2022. I hope all my Cancer friends are doing well. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Cancer. And I am going to shuffle the Shaman Dream Oracle card deck because I need to pull one card for you to look at the end of the reading. And let's also pull a Mystical Wisdom card as well. Let's see, I will shuffle the Mystical card deck and we'll pull one card to review at the end of the reading. But let's start from the beginning. In the past position, we have the Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the Queen of Wands. In the challenging position, we have the Ten of Cups, clarified by the King of Cups. Interesting. In the present position, we have the High Priestess, clarified by the Two of Wands. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Two of Swords, clarified by the Page of Swords. So let's get right into this position. Into this month. The month of June is going to be advantageous for you. You will be able to gain advantage either personally or professionally, but there will be a cost associated with that advantage because we do see sword cards at the end of the reading. And with swords, even if you do gain something, there's always some sort of a price. But we will get to that. Let's start from the beginning. In the past position, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana card, the card of destiny. What a destiny card is when there are circumstances outside of your control where you cannot do anything about it. The destiny card in this instance is actually really good because it's the Wheel of Fortune and it's in the right position, meaning that in the past you lucked out pretty significantly. When you have the Wheel of Fortune, it tells me that you were at the bottom of the wheel and then the wheel moved forward and you became at the top of the wheel. So the luck was on your side. The change that came about was a change that you wanted to see. Change was for the better. Change was for the improvement of a situation in your life or of a relationship in your life as well. Wheel of Fortune is a really powerful card. Definitely you were able to get what you wanted. Interestingly enough, with the Queen of Wands in the clarifying position, you definitely took charge because the Queen of Wands, she's someone who likes to take charge. She's someone who likes to just tackle the problems and just, she steps up, she gets it done, and she's very successful. She's very magnetic. So in the past, you were able to resolve something in your favor. You were able to gain advantage in your favor. You were able to achieve something that you really wanted to have in your life because you were bold and you were courageous and you just took charge. You didn't really wait for anyone, dear Cancer. You just went for it, and destiny was on your side. And this is what the divine here is reminding you of. When you set aside self-doubt, when you set aside trying to please someone or trying to think of other people, when you kind of pursue your joy, your happiness, then you're able to achieve much bigger things and much better results in your life as well. Now, in the challenging position, we do have the Ten of Cups with the King of Cups. Both of these cards are cups, which tells me your emotions in the month of June will be a little bit all over the place. So definitely meditate, definitely take walks in nature, connect with something bigger than yourself. Definitely be very compassionate to yourself as well. Number one thing you have to stop doing is beating yourself up. I was wrong, I did that wrong, I should have done this, I should have done that. Everyone makes mistakes every single day. Right now, the most powerful people in the world are making mistakes. The most not powerful people in the world, everyone is making mistakes. Everyone just makes mistakes. It's normal, to make mistakes, because that's what makes you human. That's how you learn. That's how you learn your limitations. That's how you learn your emotions. No one ever learns anything when they're happy all the time. But definitely with the Ten of Cups, there may be a dream that you've had that isn't necessarily going the way you would like it to go, because the Ten of Cups is a card about dreams coming true. So obviously when you have the Ten of Cups in the challenging position, it could mean that something that you wanted to see happen did happen, but it was not in the way you expected it. It's almost like you want a promotion, and then finally when you get it, there's some kind of a condition attached to that. And there is, with the Ten of Cups in the challenging position, there could be some lack of harmony between you and people that you love. There could be that some people are pretending that they're happier than they really are. But definitely with the Ten of Cups in the challenging position, the best thing you want to do is try and find a compromise. You want to be able to negotiate. You want to be able to figure out where all parties kind of get what they want. We do have the King of Cups in the clarifying position, which tells me there may be some problems coming from a Scorpio in your life. So definitely create some distance between their low vibrational energy and you, because you don't want someone's low vibrational energy contaminating your energy. You must be protective over your energy. Sometimes you have to say no to family members. Sometimes you have to say no to friends. Sometimes you have to say no to coworkers. Saying no can be scary. Sometimes saying no can be risky, but that is something you have to learn to do in order to protect yourself. And you also have to look and kind of examine what is happiness, right? Because when you have emotions, and cups are all about emotions, when you have emotions going up and down, that they're not really stable, or they're not really, emotions are not really making you feel what you want to feel, you have to understand what is happiness for you. Because sometimes people get addicted to that happy feeling, and they continuously chase that happy feeling. I will be happy if I'm in a relationship. I will be happy if I have $1 million in the bank. I will be happy if I feel the same way I felt when I was little and I was taken care of, or I was loved, and there was all these like friends, and everyone made me feel like I am at the top of the mountain or whatever. We have to re-examine, what does happiness mean as we move through life. Sometimes happiness means sitting alone in your house and looking out your window with a glass of wine. It's your house, it's your kingdom. It doesn't necessarily have to be full of people and celebrating something, right? Happiness has different meanings, and that is what we need to understand, because you don't want to chase something to realize that it changed. Sometimes people chase something and then they can never catch it because things continuously change, right? So understanding what is happiness, and understanding, are you addicted to feeling a certain way, is also something that will make you happier, if you will. But definitely the Ten of Cups tells me there may be some disharmony that you will be experiencing in the month of June. And with the King of Cups, it tells me that there may be someone around you who isn't very nice, or who's not acting very nice in this particular month, who is probably a Scorpio. Sometimes when we have the King of Cups in the challenging position, it tells us that the person who's supposed to be a leader in your life isn't doing such a great job. Sometimes we look to our parents or grandparents or mentors of some kind to lead us, to teach us, to show us, to kind of prepare us, and they don't do such a great job. And so it falls upon us to do it for ourselves. And so it, in the month of June, takes some time to kind of reevaluate what are the emotions you would like to feel going forward and how you want to build your life around that. Now, in the present position, we do have the High Priestess and the Two of Wands, which is an interesting combination because the High Priestess is a major arcana card. She's very significant. And also, she is number 2, which is all about duality. You have the Two of Wands here as well, number 2. And you have the Two of Swords. So there is a lot of preparation and a lot of planning, dear Cancer, that you will be doing in the month of June. You're preparing for something big. For some of you, it is something on a personal level. Maybe you're getting married or getting divorced. Maybe you're moving to a new house. Maybe you're pursuing a new career. Maybe you're traveling to a place that is far away and you're nervous, how that may turn out. Maybe you're studying something new. Maybe you are expanding your family. But definitely the 2 in tarot is all about planning. It's all about getting prepared for what is to come, because the 3 in tarot is all about manifestation. It's all about completion, right? The 3 is a very important number because it's a number that represents time, past, present, and future. That's 3. Also represents a human body, body, mind, and soul. That's 3. But 3 is generally a number of manifestation, a number of creation, if you will. When you have the High Priestess in the present position, however, sometimes you receive it because the divine doesn't want you to know. There's an element of the unknown when the High Priestess makes an appearance. But generally, the High Priestess is a really, really good card because she's very magical. She sits between these 2 columns. The black column with the letter B. B stands for Boaz, which is a pillar of strength. J stands for the column Jachin, which is the pillar of establishment. And the third pillar is actually, the High Priestess herself, the person who knows all the answers to all the questions. And that represents your energy, dear Cancer, because you already have the answers to your questions. Either you don't remember them, because remember, when we enter the physical world, and the more the world conditions us, the more we forget what it's like to be in the source, what it's like to be part of the collective. We forget. And so it could be that you have forgotten, but also it could be that the answers are buried in your subconscious. And so that is what the High Priestess represents. She also wears, of course, the crown of Isis, which means she is a believer of magic. Very, very significant card to have. But generally, she's all about duality and kind of preparation. She reminds us to rely on our intuition. She is also a reminder that she will help you make the impossible possible. She will help you manifest what it is that you want to see in your life, as long as you prepare. Remember, if you want to create something beautiful in your life, 90% is preparation and 10% is action. Now, in the outcome position, we have the Two of Swords, which tells me that there is a decision that will be hanging over you that you have to make. The Two of Swords tells me that you may be in a little bit of a defensive mood towards the end of June. You may be kind of trying to figure out which way, which alternative to choose, and the choices in front of you are not going to be that great, because the Two of Swords suggests that you have choices that are not really making you happy either way. But I think that as long as you prepare, and I think that as long as you allow the universe to do all the work behind the scenes that it needs to do, things will turn out in your favor. But with the High Priestess and the Two of Wands, there's clearly some kind of a preparation, which means there's not a lot of things that will be happening in the month of June. You know, the progress that you may be looking for is not going to be there in the month of June. It's going to start towards the end of July. July. And so that is what the divine here is letting you know, that instead of making a lot of progress in the month of June, you will have to make a decision. There's going to be some kind of a decision that you're going to have to make, and it would be very important if you didn't engage in avoidant behavior, because the Two of Swords brings that out in people. We see this person who has kind of blindfolded themselves, because in their hands are crossed on their chest, which means they're not really proceeding forward with their heart. The heart chakra is blocked, and that's why the emotions here are in your challenging position. The divine here is saying, open up your emotions, open up your heart, lead with your heart, which means you cannot be so defensive. And Cancer kind of likes to be somewhat defensive and protective over its emotions and over its feelings, if you will. But let's see what we can clarify with the Shaman Dream Oracle card that I pulled, and we have Hollow Bone. Wow. Teachability. The hollow wing bone of an eagle is a flute for the shamans. The appearance of the hollow bone invites you to become empty of your notions of who you are, to check your ego at the door, and to know that this is not about you. Relinquish your need to be right and to express an opinion, as this will not change anything right now. You are being called to practice humility. Hollow yourself out and hear the wind blow through you and play you like a flute. You will learn the language of the squall and the storm and understand the message in the summer breeze. There is an important communication waiting for you. Humility is the swiftest path for you to become like Hollow Bone. Drop all notions and titles that bolster your ego. Eliminate the doer and allow things to happen of their own accord. Remember that you can accomplish most anything if you are willing to let someone else take credit for it. Hollow Bone has come to caution you to believe only 50% of what others think and only 10% of what you think. Trust your experience, not what you have read in sacred books or holy texts. This will allow you to turn apparent danger into opportunity. Remember that you are an insignificant grain of sand in the grand scheme of life, and as important as the brightest sun. Let's see what we can clarify with the Mystical Wisdom card that I pulled. And we have letting go. Learn to let go. Very much this message is about letting go, because you are in a period where you're in like a holding pattern. You're in a period where you're not really moving forward. And that is because there's something you need to realize. There's something that needs to sink in your mind. And so that may take a little bit of time. Things will start moving again towards the end of July, and you will be you should be ready to go by that time and be prepared, because all this planning is gonna jump into action obviously at some point. But right now the divine is asking you to let go. The divine is asking you to be, because you are a human being, not a human doing, and that is important to remember. I hope you enjoyed this reading, dear Cancer. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.